All right, everybody. Call the meeting to order of the January Rescue Commission, Advisory Commission for Oconee County. Couple of notes. Since we are still waiting to seat one board member from Region 5 due to a technical error, we won't be having any voting on any committees or chairperson tonight until that person from Rescue 7 and 8 is seated. So I'll run the meeting for tonight. Introduction, the new committee members for the commission, representing Region 1, Ken Justice. He's a National Registered EMT Advanced. Ms. Tammy Wilbanks, still with us from Region 2, serving her last year of her 2-year term. Region 3, we have Sawyer Gambrell, EMR with Westminster Rescue Squad. Region 4, we have Phyllis Raver, who is serving her 2nd year of her term for Region 4, which is Squad 22, Kiwi Rescue. And again, we have Region 5, who is vacant at this time until their election, I believe it's next Tuesday night, which represents Squad 7 and 8. And then our at-large member, who is voted on by the chiefs of the rescue squad, is Mr. Dean Jackman. All right. Looking over the meeting minutes from last month, do I have an approval to accept the minutes to the meeting of the December meeting?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a second? All in favor, raise your hand or say aye. All passed. This time we have public comment. I don't think we have anybody signed up or ready to do it.
Do the calendar number 3.
We're gonna have to wait on the calendar approval of the minutes because of the next member not being here. We can have it tentative. Anybody just looking over it right now see a issue with the next meeting, February 27th? I don't think anything falls. You just notice that the meetings in November falls at Thanksgiving, so we need to move it to the 6th or the 13th. And when we do that, we usually go earlier or later than the fire chiefs, because they usually meet the same night. The same thing with December. So we'll go ahead and right now say the February meeting is okay for the 27th, and we'll vote on the rest at the next meeting. Make a motion on that?
I make a motion, we have the meeting at February 27th.
Second.
All in favor? Commission member comments. Region 1. Mr. Justice?
I spoke briefly with Jennifer via text earlier. She said she's worried to keep members involved. They struggled a little bit during midday and after midnight. Something they're working on. I plan to meet with her and her members here soon. Rescue 1, busy as always. Rehab trailer's been getting utilized a fair amount here recently. We're working to keep it restocked. All trucks are in service right now. And we're answering the calls, keeping the lights on with a tight budget, but we're making it happen.
Good. Everybody appreciates that rehab trailer. Region 2?
The only thing from Rescue 2 would be, still waiting on the truck and information on that, which I'm sure you'll share.
Yep.
Later, and I don't have anything to report from Rescue 6.
Region 3? Mr. Gambrell.
Spoke with Chief Land of Rescue 4. He said they've purchased some rehab equipment to better assist on structure fires, long duration calls. They've had some applications for new members. They're looking at growing the squad. He asked that we still stress the need for an additional vehicle to keep up with their calls. And that's all from him. For Rescue 5, we're picking up call response, doing better. We've got some that are helping us out tremendously. We got three 3 more that are waiting on the EMR class.
I don't know if they'll help them out, but they are doing a daytime one.
Yes,
Starting,
I saw that this morning, I think,
I have to look at the text. I think it starts next week or two.
next week, I believe. Yes, sir.
Okay. Region 4, Ms. Raver?
I have some questions about the vehicle we're supposed to, but we'll discuss that, I guess, in that part of the meeting. We have 14 new members taking the EMR course right now. And we're doing a bed build with Station 17th on February 8th. We've had donations, several large donations come in that we can do a bed build and build 10 beds in the bay at 17. That's about all.
All right. Committee reports, radio committee. Did Aaron give you anything? All right. I can give you an update that I know of. Anderson County, who owns VTAC 37, which sits up on Bag Creek. They have ordered, I was told they ordered a part, so that hopefully is in the process of getting repaired after so long being down. But they own that repeater. So, incentive, I can tell you that we'll be picking the incentive, but pretty much gonna stay the same as this year. There's gonna be another command class, that everybody's the same thing. Same classes are gonna be, needed as they were last year for training, 20 hours. And then, so that'll go back out. And that'll be an SOG, so it's in stone set where it's always there. SOG committee, both members are not currently, or past members. We took the SOG that was developed and we're taking it, cutting it down to fit the structure. It was it was like a 40-page document altogether, turned into just pinpoint, not like one whole document that you would have to fix and change every time. It'll be gauged by each section of it. Instead of having a book, you'll have a set of SOG numbers that correspond to those. Training committee?
I have nothing to report from the training committee. We will need to meet soon, though.
Yes. All right, anybody got any questions on any of those? All right, my report. New vehicles. Rescue 3 vehicle was the only one in this year's budget for replacement. It has been ordered, so we're waiting on it to come in at the dealer. And all the other corresponding stuff to go with it is getting on order, so it'll be here waiting on it. The Salem truck, which was lost in, the carryover from last year's budget. The chassis here, we got, I got a quote on a bed and body from Lee Transport. I sent that over to Chief Neighbors for them to look at. We're gonna add some other options and it may take something off, depends on the pricing, because they're helping out on the cost. And, once I get down that, the beds ought to be in stock from the one we're looking at. He's saying probably a month, guy at Lee Transport, so I just gotta get the invoice and the PO cut for that. And once we get the final, since they're a state contract vendor, we don't have to go crazy on all different vendors. All the vehicle maintenance items I know of, I knew, Oakley did have a flat tire that was fixed by the shop, went out to the chief's house and fixed the tire. And had a new one put back on today. Rescue 2, you got an issue with one of your vehicles and a lighting issue. I gotta get that down to, taillights for them to get it replaced. I don't know of any other.
We had one day this past week, the new truck had a flat tire, a nail in the tire. Motor pool came in, it was 9:30 or so at night, they came in and replaced that.
I asked it, I'm gonna put it out to the chiefs again, I asked it just to make sure stuff doesn't fall through the cracks. If you have a maintenance issue that's going on, we can put it in ERS and you can if it's after hours, you let the battalion chief know, but send me a text so I know to follow up on it the next day. And we can make sure I can get it bird dogged to either get it to the shop, or we're not fighting, moving fire trucks at 18 different places, or pump test or hose test or anything else. Response report. This graphic just gives you a little bit of idea of what the different squads in the county are running and the rate of calls for the month past year. Now, you're looking at total responses for the year. Rescue 1, 2,087 calls. They had a 99.9% success rate getting to those calls. Salem, 530. They had a 99.999. Oakway, they're meeting just under half of the calls out of 1,200. Walhalla, just under half of 1,200 calls they're making. Westminster, like Scambrell said, they have been increasing their membership and the actual success rate, and they've been increasing it through the years. They're over 60% for the year success rate, and that'll probably go up more as the year goes on, as a new year. Rescue 6, a lot of changes, a lot of new people. We're gonna try to do some extra help there with that. Dive team and special rescue. Kiwi, almost 80% success rate on their runs. And dive and special rescue are meeting 100% and basically 98% of their, 97% of their calls. Anybody have any questions on that? As you can tell, the numbers have gone up. I found some old reports from back in the day, and the responses are way up. Training. We got an EMR class coming up, starting next week in the daytime. That was for some newly hired staff. We'll go ahead and get another group going through that. Get with training officer Honeycutt. If you got anybody who wants to take that. Kiwi, you started one. You already started yours, correct?
Yes, started, I think about the second week in January.
So they got one rolling. I think, like you said, 14 people in it.
Yes.
We got a couple refresher classes coming up. You're gonna have one at Salem. If you know the dates, we can get that out to everybody. I know it's up in the air right now, but
It's probably gonna be the end of next week, first of the next week, somewhere in there, pretty quick.
okay. And everybody we're going through, I know you know, some of you know them. We used to do all our training and set curriculum through Upstate EMS Council, and they up through a grenade at us, everybody, midway through last year, and did away with their EMR program. So we moved to HSI, which is the Health and Safety Institute, which was OWASHI. We're going to use them and their curriculum, and then you'll get a HSI card, and then I'll issue you a Oconee County card saying it's good for the county, since their cards don't like say anything about that. Anybody have any training or any questions on training? We're going to, Honeycutt's keeping that calendar up to date with this QR code that should be at everybody's station. So, and also, we're going to try to get it more out on the Facebook page. No questions, I'll move on. Like I said, for 2024 incentive, we had approximately 50% of responders made the incentive. And it was, you can't throw a number toward just fire, toward rescue, because we have so many that are members of both. So we have 300 last count I had, we had 328 total volunteers. And out of that, about 162 ballpark got an incentive last year. And that's all I have, if nobody has any questions. Director Crine, we had a firefighter injured today at the fire at Claris. He was up there with him, and he was not able to get back in time for this. Basically, the only thing I can tell you is that right now we have a tentative date of the 28th of, let me check my calendar. 28th of February for the awards dinner at Walhalla High School. So we'll be getting more information out about that.
6 PM.
I think so. Tentatively it's 6 PM right now. But they were booked solid, and that was the first date that we could get. And we can't do the appointees for that, so. Anybody got any questions? I got out of order. We already went through the rescue squad updates. Basically, anybody got anything to add?
I have a question. We're supposed to be getting a new vehicle this year, Rescue 22, that we purchased with our county funds. Is that correct?
Rescue 22 was offered a county for them to purchase a vehicle, and back in the day, you turned it down and was gonna buy your own. So, the squad has money. I mean, you currently have a vehicle which is mostly used for administrative purposes and not response, correct? Nobody really gets
It's
to
20
the
years
vehicle.
old.
Right.
Okay,
But at the time, you didn't want a pickup truck, you didn't want any kind of big vehicle, and the squad was, I mean, that was in the days when the squad was thinking about disbanding also. So, I can sit down with the chief and we can go over some options for that.
okay,
Your vehicle's more than time to be replaced,
okay.
but it'll be replaced with a vehicle that fits everybody, not just your squad for the most part. I understand you need something small, but we understand about backing and everything else, but we'll work on something.
Yeah, I think they were looking in the line of like an Explorer or something along that line.
So, I will get with Eric when he gets back in town, and we can talk about it.
Okay, all right.
Anybody have anything else?
I know that back in November or at the December meeting, we nominated Brady to be on the awards committee.
He still is.
He's still gonna do
Hey, since
that?
we did the same thing with the fire,
Okay,
so, we were actually supposed to meet the other night, and with that kind of mystery storm that came in, we canceled the meeting, which Chief Smith couldn't be at anyway, so we're rescheduling for this coming week. So right now Brady's still on it, and Dean is still on it. Dean's the representative from the Chiefs.
okay.
And then at the next meeting, we'll basically, y'all decide who wants to be on what committee. There's no need to go into executive session at this time until we seat the fifth board member. And with that, if y'all have nothing else, just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion to adjourn by Ms. Wilbanks. Second.
Second.
Second by Justice. All in favor? Unanimous.